how to become good in your English. Okay?
Okay.
How many of you want to be fluent in English? Do you want to be fluent?
Yes.
Right? Everybody wants to be fluent, right?
Yes.
And I think, let me ask you first. When a baby is born for the first time, which one of the 4 skills of the language they practice? There are 4 skills, right? What are they? Listening, speaking, and reading and writing. These are 4 language skills, 맞아요?
Yes.
So the kids, when they are born, which one do they practice first? Listening.
Okay.
Okay. But I don't know, in Korea, when I see, most of the time, people start from reading books. When they want to study English, they start reading books. Maybe they study grammar, or maybe they read something. But I think that's not the right way to start learning language. The first is listening. So we need to have long time of listening. You have to listen to news, you have to listen to movies, you have to listen to people speaking, and then you may not understand at first, because babies, when they listen first time, do they understand everything? No. They just listen, right? And then they store. And then long listening will help them to have good pronunciation.
Yeah. Oh.
And when they start, after listening, what do? They speak. But in many countries, it's the other way. When they want to study English, they don't focus on listening, or they don't focus on speaking. They just study grammar. And then outside, when they meet someone, a foreigner like me, they cannot communicate. Why? Because they don't practice listening a lot. Okay, first, a lot of listening. So, nowadays you have your handphones or maybe different kinds of computers. If you just try to listen to news and talk shows and podcasts in English, watch movies, that will be stored. Even if you don't understand, it will be stored in your mind. And then when you start to speak, you will have no accent, you will have no pronunciation problem. And when you listen to people, you will have no problem understanding because you have the experience of listening. Now let me ask you, how many minutes a day do you listen to English? Like every day, do you listen English news or anything every day?
Maybe less an hour.
Not much, right? Less than an hour, right? Yeah. Consistently, if you continue to listen to English talk, so say for example, if you know TED Talks, very good presentation. Or on YouTube, there are so many podcasts, Christian podcasts, many of them. They have good content, you will also learn the language together. Then after that, when you meet, speak in English with your friends. It's okay, do not laugh, no problem, because basic communication you can make among you. Come, let's go. How was your day? Okay, good night, those kind of things. Because that gives you a chance to speak. And then of course, later on you will come on the reading and writing. The hardest part is what? Writing, actually. Writing is easy. That's why we say writing is a messy process. I'm done. Question. I have a question now for you. Okay, thank you so much. My question is, how many components are there in language learning? We said how many?
4.
4. What are they?
Listening.
For order. It has order, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me in order. First comes what?
Listen.
Yes. All of you please say listening.
Listening.
The first step is listening. The more you accurately listen, you can speak accurately, properly. So when you listen, actually listening also has a technique. Maybe another time I will teach you how to listen, because it's not easy listening by itself also. When you listen, you are listening the pronunciation, You are listening to the rhythm, you are listening to the pitch, you are listening to the intonation, right? Intonation, up and down. Pronunciation, stress on the word. Rhythm, the length that you are using. You cannot like slow and fast. It has to be like a music rhythm. And also speaking pitch also is, if I just come and say, hello, my name is Peter, I come from Ethiopia. This is boring, right? So you need to choose very exciting pitch. Hello, my name is Peter, I come from Ethiopia. If I say like that, it will be more exciting and engaging. So when you listen this all. What is the rhythm? What is the intonation? What is the pronunciation? What is the pitch? Then you will be very impressive when you start speaking. 1. Then 2, after listening, you speak. First, when you try to speak, maybe you may not be correct. It's okay, because kids, they listen, and then when they start, always, it's not perfect, right? But they don't care. They try to speak what they know. It's fun, everybody laughs, but kids do not care. After a while, they start correctly speaking, right? So the first is listening, the second is what? Speaking. You need to create the time to speak English. If you have no friend to talk, in your room alone, you have to speak. Practice. If you have a presentation, you need to practice. If you want to improve in your room, stand in front of mirror, talk to yourself in English. That way you can improve. Everybody who is a good speaker, they practice a lot. That's why we say in English, practice makes it perfect. All of you please say, practice makes it perfect.
Practice makes it perfect.
Practice makes it perfect.
Practice makes it
Perfect.
perfect.
Preach it. So, if you practice a lot, your pronunciation will be perfect. Close to native speakers, no problem. And the third one, of course, is reading. You improve your reading and then the grammar. Mainly, I want to focus for Korean students in listening and speaking. So this is my advice. Thank you so much. Now I'm done.
Thank you.